Cabbage rolls are so tasty, but a lot of work. Why don't we make a deconstructed cabbage roll casserole instead so you don't have to spend the rest of your day rolling up leaves of cabbage? What do you think?
Ooh, I can't wait.
Let's do it. Let's chop an onion. I want to make sticking to your healthy diet so easy by making recipes that you can do without all those chefy skills. And cabbage rolls are a bit chefy. Don't you think, Reeves?
That, and they're really nostalgic. I mean, I ate cabbage rolls growing up.
Well, I'm gonna give you all the flavors of your nostalgia growing up. This thing is a casserole, we're gonna bake it, but it's still not gonna bake long enough to make the onion soft, so we do need to saute. Let's just dice up an onion, throw it in the pan, and we'll saute it on the stove, no big deal. I forgot to soak the soy curls. We gotta soak some soy curls. Do you know what soy curls are? It's a whole food soy product that has a nice meaty texture, adds some protein to the dish. I really love it. It's way better than textured vegetable protein, which is very processed. This is whole, but they come dried, so we need to add some hot water, and we're just gonna fill this baby up, just give it lots of room to expand because they expand a lot, and we're just gonna let them soak for 10 minutes. And then I've got a really cool hack to make like a minced ground meat. You're gonna love it. I'll show you in a minute. We've got this ready in kind of a bigger pan. We're gonna saute this onion and we're gonna throw the cabbage in later, so you do want to use a little bit of a bigger pan. Let's get this cabbage chopped up. I like a pretty large cabbage. Chop it in half, cut out the core like that.
Did you grow up eating this recipe?
I grew up eating cabbage rolls. My mom made cabbage rolls. She's Croatian, so we ate a lot of cabbage rolls.
Yeah, my grandma's Polish, so she made a lot for me too.
Actually, my favorite way to chop cabbage is like this. I don't know why I was doing another way. Okay, let's get to the sauteing, shall we, Reeps?
How are you gonna fit all of that into there?
I don't know. It may be a problem, but I'm thinking it's gonna shrink. I haven't made this dish for a little while, so I'm excited to be bringing it back. I like to saute with veggie stock, so let's pre-mix up a little bit of veggie broth, and we'll just use that as we saute. I don't think this water is too hot yet. Ooh, a little steamy. Boom! Instant veggie stock, and way cheaper than buying it in the quart containers at the store. Let's get sauteing. I'm gonna throw in a little bit of that veggie stock to keep these onions from sticking, and let's get this baby going.
What you got in there, Dill?
Come on in, have a look. This is the Well Your World Mangia Minestrone. This is just like my favorite soup right now. You're gonna love it. We got a YouTube video for it, check it out. As it starts to dry out, just add a little more veggie stock, give it another stir, and eventually your onions will be nice and soft, just like they are now. Throwing in some cabbage. We gotta start shrinking this cabbage or it's never gonna fit. Oh look, my handy monster spoon. That'll work just perfectly. If you want, you could throw a lid on this and let it sweat for like 30 seconds or a minute. That'll get things going, and then we can throw in the rest. Actually, it's already shrunken a bit. I think we're safe to throw it in, but I just wanted to show you that little technique. I'd say give it like 10 minutes to cook the cabbage. Stirring it once in a while, add a little liquid if you need to. Next step, I want to throw in some chopped chives. Let's go chop them up. Dice these babies up and we'll throw it in with the cabbage. Oh, looking nice, looking nice. Okay, our cabbage is nice and soft. It's time for the tomato. Cabbage rolls have tomato in there usually, and that's what we're doing. I got a can of diced tomatoes and a can of tomato sauce. Try to find the no salt added because they put so much salt in. Look at that. Okay, once that's heated through, we're good to go. Let's go back and check out those soy curls. Here goes my soy curl trick for making a nice minced meat that's perfect for this dish. We've just soaked our soy curls. Now why don't we just squeeze all that liquid back out? Am I right? I've got a little...
Not all of it,
Not all of it, not all of it. I've got a nut milk bag here, and I'm just gonna squeeze out all that juice. And now boom, I've got some nice meaty, these are kind of like fajita strips of chicken almost. They won't kill you. All right, now I throw them in the food processor and we just pulse them into kind of like a ground meat sorta. Now you could just chop these on the cutting board. You don't have to do it this way. And we've got a beautiful ground up meat. You can go as fine as you want. This is perfect for this dish. I'm gonna throw it in a bowl. Let's move on. I could have thrown this in the food processor too. Now I gotta chop it by hand. Good enough. So we have the soy curls and the parsley in here, and now I have a cup and a half, like one of those little freezer bags if you want to do the freezer bag, of cooked brown rice, okay? I usually have a lot of brown rice in the fridge. It's one of those things I try to have on hand all the time because it goes with everything.
It sure does.
Stir this up. Boom, 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 and we are done. Set that aside. I got one more step for you. This one's optional, but I do it every time, okay? Because you gotta have a little richness, in my opinion. If you want some healthy whole fat, not like oil fat, processed garbage fat that clogs your arteries, but the real good stuff. Just take a half cup of cashews, blend it up with a half a cup of water, and we got some cashew cream, and we are ready to layer this thing. I usually put a little bit of nooch in here too. I forgot to put it, so let's just throw it in here. You know, a tablespoon or so. I've got a casserole dish that fits perfectly in my little Breville Smart Oven Air, but whatever you got, it'll work. Not too big, not too small. I'm gonna throw in about half of this soy curl mixture on the bottom. Now, you don't have to layer this, okay? It's just fun. Next, we're gonna throw on about half of this. It is looking so beautiful. Just spread it out like that with the bottom of your spoon. Don't worry, it doesn't need to be perfect. You're just gonna chew it up and swallow it, and you know what after that.
Well, that's why we're not even rolling it, because who cares?
Then we got the glorious cashew cream that was optional but not. Let's just pour all of that in like this. Oh yeah, believe me, you're gonna notice it's there. It is just so good. Now we got the rest of our soy curls with rice mixture. Just get that in there and sprinkle it all about. Looks like I used a little more than half on the first layer, so sue me, am I right? Then we got our next layer, our final layer of all this juicy cabbagey goodness. Make like 3 of these. You could put them in the metal casserole dishes and you could just freeze them, and then boom, all you gotta do is pull out a casserole dish, throw it in the oven, and rock and roll, you got dinner. Let's bake this thing up. It bakes for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I've baked it for 40 because I forgot once. It was fine, so it's pretty forgiving. You're just heating it up to bring everything together. I can't wait to taste it. It's time for a taste. Oh, look at that little beautiful little casserole. It needs a little black pepper. Let's get that on there.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Let's taste it. It's so good. I just love this dish. I love the rice. I love the cabbage. I love that creamy layer of cashew cream. You better taste this thing.
So flavorful, so nostalgic, so freaking delicious.
And the kids love it too.
They love it. Recipes down below. Go make this thing right now.